I started playing rugby here in Fiji when I was young and went through the system in preparation for 2004 World Cup, and due to injuries and stuff I went to Australia and continued my rugby over there. Currently I am one of the development officers in the region for the Reds, and I'm also working with One. One has his own rugby academy in Central Queensland, and it's divided into 3 different groups where he focus on the grassroots rugby, then in pathway, then in the elite level as well. So I'm working under his academy now for about 2 years, and that's a focus both on 7s and 15s, from 8-year-olds all the way to elite levels. This one here is something I was part of when I left Fiji, is to be part of something bigger than myself. I know that rugby has given me an opportunity for that stage, and I think when I moved to Australia and if you look at those opportunities to play first grade rugby and develop rugby skills, and I've realized the opportunity to give back to where I was once at. You know what I mean? If I could help a young man or a young woman to go into rugby, to get out there and make a life out of rugby, I'm sure there's other opportunities I could be back here in Fiji. So Vatukalo Rugby Clinic is it's something that we've been running for a few years. This is the first time it's happening in Vatukalo, and it's something exciting for us, for me specifically, because that's where I'm from. We've come here every now and then, every year, to different villages, different part of Fiji, Solomon Islands, like around the Pacific and stuff. But this one here it's pretty special for me because it's coming back home, and I'm excited for the young men and women to just further their rugby career and also further what they can get out of rugby in life. Mental illness is real, and it's I'm speaking from experience, and I know what it can do to a lot of young men and young women that are not prepared or don't know how to deal with mental illness around our community. And it's not something that it's spoken about a lot here in our own country in Fiji, you know what I mean? And a lot of trauma growing up and stuff like that. So that's something we want to go back to the grassroots where things can be dealt with at a very young age, and young men and women. Life after rugby is massive, it's big.
Some might not make it as far as...
Yes. There's always something. That's why after rugby is big. Life after rugby, not everyone's going to wear the white jersey, not everyone's going to be in Australia or New Zealand. It's what the component that we're trying to improve is you got to create something out of this life. If you don't make it to rugby, there's other avenues. That's why in our program you have people that are expert in their areas, like farmers. When we go to villages, the main source of income for them is farming. We can't just go there and rugby and never look into what their strengths are at, which is if they're farming, how can we improve their farming? How can we birth new ideas? How can we work with different, even Ministry of Agriculture, in the past we've worked with them on really implementing what works in their environment, in where they grow up. If it's different area, whether it's media, whether it's other sports, whether it's there's different areas that we work with to help their life after rugby. For me specifically, to young men and young women, it's a lot of people dream to be representing Fiji or make it to the big stage. There's a lot of hard work, and there's nothing is impossible. You know, you dream big, it's hard work that comes with it, and there's opportunities. I'm sure there's a lot of young men and young women in Fiji nowadays with that opportunity, and God on their side, there's nothing is impossible.